in second grade. So how old was I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was 8, from like 8 to 9. It was this really big dude. He was way too big to be in second grade. His name is Nico. He's a giant. And I don't know why he bullied me. Like, I literally don't know why. I guess it was because I was quiet and didn't talk to people. But like he would push me around like at recess or just like randomly throughout the day. Like I remember one time I was on a slide and I slid too fast and I fell. This guy like literally walked over me and just stepped on me. I was like, all right. Um, I think it got to the worst point when I was in second grade and like he choked me out, like literally choked me out, pushed me up against the fence, and I don't know, I wasn't scared. Well, okay, I was scared to tell people because I felt like people would be like, you should deal with your own problems because that's kind of how I was raised. Just like handle it yourself. My sister did end up intervening because she was like, I was in second grade and she was in the fifth grade. So like a month or two after I got choked out, she saw him push me again, and then she got her whole squad of fifth graders, and they came over and helped me out, and then found out that he lived like down the street from me. So then my dad got involved, and he ended up going to the school and telling Nico's teachers. And I don't know, like I felt bad. Well, yeah, I felt bad because I was like, he didn't have to get in trouble like that. I try to handle things like at the base. Like if I have a problem with you, I'm gonna solve it with you. So that's why I didn't really want to take it to anybody else. Um, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes, like I look back at it and I'm just like, I probably should have told somebody earlier because probably wouldn't have gotten to that point where I got choked out. But then it's like, kind of grow from it. Like people that are getting bullied or picked on or teased, you just gotta grow from it. Like obviously it hurts and you feel embarrassed and you feel ashamed and like you want to lash out at the person, but like if you lash back out at a bully, that doesn't make you any better than the bully. Like if somebody pushes you and you push them back, then you're exactly the same as that person. So if somebody pushes you and you walk away, then you look like the bigger person. I don't know. If I could do it again though, or if I could go back, I would tell people earlier, or just like settle it myself and be like, hey dude, stop. But I was tiny and he was huge, so I felt intimidated. But it is what it is. I grew from it though, like I learned from it. Like it never happened again after that. I started to speak my mind more. Like when people got on my nerves, I would tell them. Or if like somebody was picking on me and I didn't really know how to handle it myself, I'd tell somebody else. So I guess that changed. But so I switched schools in third grade, and I tried to carry over that attitude of like, all right, I'm gonna be super assertive, like this is how I feel. I kind of backfired because in fifth grade, I became bullied towards this one kid. Can't remember his name. Let's say Matthew. Let's just call him Matthew. I started being bullied at him, and it wasn't like the pushy type. I'm gonna punch you, give you your lunch money type bullying. That's so physical. It was like psychological type bullying. Like I was that guy where he would try to do something and that's like you're a failure, like you're not supposed to do that. And I don't know, I can't fully explain. I could try to say like it was being bullied that made me a bully, but it was mainly that mindset I came out of being a bully as, of like I want people to know this is how I feel, and then it just snowballed into me pushing my emotions on somebody else. If he had like, I don't know how he turned out, honestly. He was in He's in third grade. I was in fifth grade. I don't know how he turned out. Like, I left elementary school, went to middle school, forgot all about it. But like, I never became bullied again because after, I think it got to one point where like he actually cried over something I said, and I never cried over anything that people said about me. So like, the fact that I said something that made him cry, I was just like, whoa, my bad. I'm sorry. I never told him I was sorry, but like I felt really bad. Like if he had ever physically hurt himself, I would have felt terrible, absolutely terrible. I don't know. It was a feeling of like having not necessarily power over somebody, but like knowing that you can influence somebody's emotions is like it's a really intoxicating feeling to say like I did this or I said this and that's why that person feels like that. It gives you some sense of like being big. But there's always something bigger than you. I think that's why I understood too when I got to middle school. Because like you're in fifth grade and you're at the top of your class, so you're picking on all the younger kids. Then you get to sixth grade and you're just at the bottom all over again. So I got to sixth grade and I was like, it's just gonna keep continuing. Like I'm gonna get bullied and I'm gonna end up bullying somebody else. So eventually I was just over it. It just became a happy-go-lucky, optimistic dude. And when I look at other people that are getting bullied now, for one, like to the person that's getting bullied, that's what I would say. You need to stand up for yourself. But then to the bully, it's like you kind of make them look at themselves, like why feel the need to hit somebody else down. It could be insecurities, it could be something at home that they're like receiving at home and pushing it on somebody else. Whatever it is, like eventually you have to address it and accept it, face it, and say like, this isn't who I want to be known as. Like I don't want to be known as a bully. I'd rather be known as somebody that was always making people laugh rather than cry all the time.
Hi, my name is Haley Grip. When I was 8 years old, I was showing signs of Tourette's, but I wasn't diagnosed till age 10. First thing the doctor said to me is, Haley, you'll probably never have control of your body. But I looked him in the eye and I told him no. Little did I know that being diagnosed with Tourette's would be the least of my worries. When I was 12 years old and started 7th grade, the first thing the teacher did was bring me up in front of the classroom and say, class, Haley has Tourette's and if you become her friend, you're gonna catch it. I had never experienced being bullied by a teacher, someone that I was supposed to respect, and the school wasn't very supportive either. The kids avoided me like the plague. I would go into a classroom for 7 hours a day, and my desk was my prison cell, and my teacher was my warden. 3 years later, when I was in high school, I couldn't understand why I was upset and just sad with life. My tics were worse, I didn't have many friends. And I really thought about it and I realized I had never forgiven my bullies. I was still holding on to all of that negativity. I decided, how can I fight back positively? So I trained as a youth ambassador for the Tourette's Syndrome Association, and they helped to give me the tools to get the IDEA Act passed, and this prevents any teacher in the state of California from bullying or abusing a student with disabilities. After a year of doing presentations, and I'd probably spoken to about 15,000 people, unfortunately I lost my father. At this point in my life, I had a choice. I could drown in my sorrows or rise above and look at everything good. And that's what I chose to do. 6 months after my father's death, I went to college. I did it for a year, but I wasn't happy and decided to leave and pursue my dream of acting. Shortly thereafter, everything took off. I did CSI, Lifetime, Hallmark, multiple commercials, and everything was going good once again. But then my faith was tested once more. A woman T-boned me at 65 miles per hour on the driver's side, and I was supposed to die. I ended up not dying, but getting post-traumatic stress disorder as well as spinal cord damage. This triggered my Tourette's again, and At this point, I'd been tick-free for 5 years. I had to take a break from acting, and I focused on philanthropy. And that's where I found my love and kind of where I got to where I am today. About a year ago, I was recruited by an organic cosmetic company to be the face of the brand. And the boss sat me down for lunch about a month later and said, "Haley, you're too smart just to be a pretty face. I'm going to recruit you to actually work behind the scenes." And so along with doing some promotional work, I started working behind the scenes and found my love of marketing. To this day, I am working for the first ever sustainable nonprofit in Los Angeles called Pay It Forward for a Better LA, doing branding and marketing, as well as still doing the acting. And I wouldn't have it any other way. In life, we're born to make mistakes, but we're also born to learn from them. If we're not learning from them, there's no point in making them. Bullying is a chain reaction. Once you break that chain, anything is possible.